Day 106, Royal Kingdom, 1 Samuel 9-10, Proverbs 6 verses 23 through 35. Let's begin. 1 Samuel 9:10. Now there was a man of Benjamin, whose name was Kish, the son of Abel, the son of Zerah, the son of Becherath, the son of Aphiah, the son of a man of Benjamin, strong and robust. And he had a son called Saul, an elect and good man. And there was not a man among the sons of Israel better than he was. For he stood head and shoulders above all the people. Now the donkeys of Kish, the father of Saul, had become lost. And Kish said to his son Saul, Take with you one of the servants, and rising up, go out and seek the donkeys. And when they had passed through Mount Ephraim, and through the land of Shalisha, and had not found them, they crossed also through the land of Shalim, and they were not there, and through the land of Benjamin, and they found nothing. And when they had arrived in the land of Zuph, Saul said to the servant who was with him, Come, and let us return, otherwise perhaps my father may forget the donkeys, and become anxious over us. And he said to him, Behold, there is a man of God in this city, a noble man. All that he says happens without fail. Now therefore let us go there. For perhaps he may tell us about our way, because of which we have arrived. And Saul said to his servant, Behold, let us go. But what will we bring to the man of God? The bread in our sacks has run out. And we have no small gift that we might give to the man of God, nor anything at all. The servant again responded to Saul, and he said, Behold, there is found in my hand a coin of the 4th part of a stater. Let us give it to the man of God, so that he may reveal to us our way. In past times, in Israel, anyone going to consult God would speak in this way, Come, and let us go to the seer. For one who is called a prophet today, in past times was called a seer. And Saul said to his servant, Your word is very good. Come, let us go. And they went into the city, where the man of God was. And as they were ascending the slope to the city, they found some young women going out to draw water. And they said to them, Is the seer here? And responding, they said to them, He is. Behold, he is ahead of you. Hurry now. For he came into the city today, since there is a sacrifice for the people today, on the high place. Upon entering the city, you should find him immediately, before he ascends to the high place for the meal. And the people will not eat until he has arrived. For he blesses the victim, and thereafter those who were called will eat. Now therefore go up. For you will find him today. And they ascended into the city. And as they were walking in the midst of the city, Samuel appeared, advancing to meet them, so that he might ascend to the high place. Now the Lord had revealed to the ear of Samuel, one day before Saul had arrived, saying, Tomorrow, at the same hour that it is now, I will send to you a man from the land of Benjamin. And you shall anoint him to be the leader over my people Israel. And he will save my people from the hand of the Philistines. For I have looked with favor upon my people, because their outcry has reached me. And when Samuel had caught sight of Saul, the Lord said to him, Behold, the man about whom I spoke to you. This one shall rule over my people. Then Saul drew near to Samuel, at the middle of the gate, and he said, Tell me, I beg you, where is the house of the seer? And Samuel responded to Saul, saying, I am the seer. Ascend before me to the high place, so that you may eat with me today. And I will send you away in the morning. And I shall reveal to you everything that is in your heart. And concerning the donkeys, which were lost the day before yesterday, you should not be anxious, for they have been found. And all the best things of Israel, for whom should they be? Will they not be for you and for all your father's house? And responding, Saul said, Am I not a son of Benjamin, the least tribe of Israel, and are not my kindred the last among all the families from the tribe of Benjamin? So then, why would you speak this word to me? And so Samuel, taking Saul and his servant, brought them into the dining room, and he gave them a place at the head of those who had been invited. For there were about 30 men. And Samuel said to the cook, Present the portion that I gave to you, and which I instructed you to set apart beside you. Then the cook lifted up the shoulder, and he placed it before Saul. And Samuel said, Behold, what remains, set it before you and eat. for it was preserved for you intentionally, when I called the people. And Saul ate with Samuel on that day. And they descended from the high place into the town, and he spoke with Saul in the upper room. And he set out a bed for Saul in the upper room, and he slept. And when they had risen in the morning, and it now began to be light, Samuel called to Saul in the upper room, saying, Rise up, so that I may send you on. And Saul rose up. And they both departed, that is to say, he and Samuel. And as they were descending to the very limit of the city, Samuel said to Saul, Tell the servant to go ahead of us, and to continue on. But as for you, stay here a little while, so that I may reveal the word of the Lord to you. Then Samuel took a little vial of oil, and poured it on his head. And he kissed him, and said, Behold, the Lord has anointed you as first ruler over his inheritance. And you shall free his people from the hands of their enemies, who are all around them. And this shall be a sign for you that God has anointed you as ruler. When you will have departed from me this day, you will find 2 men beside the sepulchre of Rachel, in the parts of Benjamin to the south. And they will say to you, The donkeys have been found, which you had been seeking as you traveled. And your father, forgetting about the donkeys, has been anxious for you, and he says, What shall I do about my son? And when you will have departed from there, and will have traveled farther, and will have arrived at the oak of Tabor, in that place 3 men, who are going up to God at Bethel, will find you. One will be bringing 3 young goats, and another 3 loaves of bread, and another will be carrying a bottle of wine. And when they will have greeted you, they will give you 2 loaves. And you shall accept these from their hand. After these things, you shall arrive at the hill of God, where the garrison of the Philistines is. And when you will have entered the city there, you will meet a company of prophets, descending from the high place, with a psaltery, and a timbrel, and a pipe, and a harp before them, and they will be prophesying. And the Spirit of the Lord will spring up within you. And you shall prophesy with them, and you shall be changed into another man. Therefore, when these signs will have happened to you, do whatever your hand will find, for the Lord is with you. And you shall descend before me into Gilgal, for I will descend to you, so that you may offer an oblation, and may immolate victims of peace. For 7 days you shall wait, until I come to you, and reveal to you what you should do. And so, when he had turned his shoulder, so that he might go away from Samuel, God changed him to another heart. And all these signs occurred on that day. And they arrived at the above stated hill, and behold, a group of prophets met him. And the Spirit of the Lord leapt up within him, and he prophesied in their midst. Then all those who had known him yesterday and the day before, seeing that he was with the prophets, and that he was prophesying, said to one another, What is this thing that has happened to the son of Kish? Could Saul also be among the prophets? And one would respond to the other, saying, And who is their father? Because of this, it turned into a proverb, Could Saul also be among the prophets? Then he ceased to prophesy, and he went to the high place. And the uncle of Saul said to him, and to his servant, Where did you go? And they responded, To seek the donkeys. But when we did not find them, we went to Samuel. And his uncle said to him, Tell me what Samuel said to you. And Saul said to his uncle, He told us that the donkeys would be found. But the word about the kingdom, which Samuel had spoken to him, he did not reveal to him. And Samuel called the people together, to the Lord at Mizpah. And he said to the sons of Israel, Thus says the Lord God of Israel, I led Israel away from Egypt, and I rescued you from the hand of the Egyptians, and from the hand of all the kings who were afflicting you. But today you have rejected your God, who alone saved you from all your evils and tribulations. And you have said, By no means. Instead, appoint a king over us. Now therefore, stand in the sight of the Lord by your tribes and by your families. And Samuel brought near all the tribes of Israel, and the lot fell upon the tribe of Benjamin. And he brought near the tribe of Benjamin, with its families, and the lot fell upon the family of Matri. And then it went to Saul, the son of Kish. Therefore they sought him, but he was not found. And after these things, they consulted the Lord as to whether he would soon arrive there. And the Lord responded, Behold, he is hidden at home. And so they ran and brought him there. And he stood in the midst of the people, and he was taller than the entire people, from the shoulders upward. And Samuel said to all the people, "Certainly, you see the one whom the Lord has chosen, that there is not anyone like him among all the people." And all the people cried out and said, "Long live the king!" Then Samuel spoke to the people the law of the kingdom, and he wrote it in a book, and he stored it in the sight of the Lord. And Samuel dismissed all the people, each one to his own house. And then Saul went away to his own house at Gibeah. And a portion of the army, whose hearts had been touched by God, went away with him. Yet the sons of Belial said, "How could this one be able to save us?" And they despised him, and they brought him no presents. But he pretended not to hear them. Proverbs 6 verses 23 through 35. For commandment is a lamp, and law is a light, and the reproofs of discipline are the way of life. So may they guard you from an evil woman, and from the flattering tongue of the outsider. Let not your heart desire her beauty, do not be captivated by her winks. For the price of a prostitute is only one loaf. Yet the woman seizes the precious soul of a man. Would a man be able to conceal fire in his bosom, so that his garments would not burn? Or could he walk over burning coals, so that his feet would not be burned? So also, he who enters to the wife of his neighbor shall not be clean when he touches her. Not so great is the fault when someone has stolen. For he steals so as to satisfy a hungry soul. Also, if he is apprehended, he shall repay sevenfold and hand over all the substance of his house. But whoever is an adulterer, because of the emptiness of his heart, will destroy his own soul. He gathers shame and dishonor to himself, and his disgrace will not be wiped away. For the jealousy and fury of the husband will not spare him on the day of vindication. Nor will he agree to the pleadings of anyone, nor will he accept, as repayment, a multitude of gifts.